Hi, I'm Kaya from Valkyrie Martial Arts, and today I want to talk to you about prehabilitation. So prehabilitation, or prehab, is ongoing mobility-based training that helps develop strength and stability in the joints and muscles that you commonly use for your training. And it's used to prevent injuries before they happen. Now, prehab is a pretty big topic, and we're going to spend the next 3 videos really exploring it. So today what I want to do is introduce you to some of the tools that you can use for warm-ups, for self-massage, and for diagnosing bigger problems. So the first tool that we're going to use is the foam roller. Now there's a bunch of different designs of these, and this style is my favorite. It's got a rigid core and a fairly thin layer of foam around it, so it gives you really tough, even pressure, and it's also way more durable than the ones that are foam all the way through. So if, for example, I want to do some work on my back, I'm going to start by putting the roller just underneath my lower back and then lying back against it so that my own body weight puts pressure on my back against the roller. And from here, I'm just going to start gently rolling back and forth and moving the roller down the entire length of my back. And at this stage, I'm not really digging into anything. All I'm doing is warming up my muscles and looking for areas of discomfort or tension. And if I find one of those, for example, I've got a little bit of a tight spot in my back right here, I can focus in a little bit and do some extra work. So the first thing I can do is position the roller right over the sore spot and then relax my back and just let myself kind of melt over the roller. Another thing I can do if I want to do a little bit of extra work is I'll change the way that I'm moving. So I'll stay right on that sore spot. I'm just going to start making very small, short motions and rotating my body a little bit from side to side so that I really get every aspect of that tight area. Our second tool for today is the lacrosse ball. And these things are great. They cost about $5 and they've got exactly the right size and firmness to be a really good massage tool for reaching very tight knots or areas that are too small for a foam roller to address. So if you want to dig into a small, tight area like the muscles just around the shoulder blade, the lacrosse ball is a really great tool. You'll want to lean against a wall while you're doing this rather than lying on top of the ball, just because that gives you more control over the amount of pressure that you're applying. And you can use either larger, gentler motions to zero in on the source of the pain, or small, focused movements that really help you work out a tight spot. One area where these balls are great for general massage is around the bottom of the foot. So you're going to do just what you were doing with your back or with one of your larger muscles with the foam roller, and just gently increase pressure as you roll along the bottom of your entire foot and find those weird tight spots. And the last tool for today is the resistance band. And these are basically giant elastic bands with varying levels of resistance that you can use to modify some of your stretching to take what would be a static exercise and turn it into an active extension that improves your strength and flexibility throughout the action. And you can also use them as a great tool for diagnosing issues with your range of motion. So if I want to work on the range of motion in my ankle, for example, what I'm going to do is just throw a resistance band over my foot, put a little bit of tension in it, and then just start extending and flexing my foot as slowly and as smoothly as I can. And what I'm looking for here are little stutters or jerks in the motion, or moments where I suddenly feel weak or unstable. And all of those are going to indicate problems with the muscles that keep my ankle stable as it moves. Once I've done the back and forth, I can do the same thing with a rotation of my ankle. And once again, you'll notice that there's some spots here where there's a little bit of shaking or a little bit of stiffness that happens. And those are areas that I know that I'm going to have to work on through the rest of my training.